Welcome back everybody to my channel. Hi, I'm Rizbut the Blade, your personal mining guru, and today we're going to represent you something crazy which has recently happened to our mining ships. And it's about capacity of ore which mining ships can carry. I was collecting all this data a very long time and I didn't want to make a video about it till I don't have basically everything that I can show you, because you can see already, on the YouTube some videos which are showing how much more you can carry, in Prospector and the Mole, but it's still not shown what is the actual max capacity. And I'm gonna reveal you that here in this video, so stick around because you're gonna see multiple loadouts for each ship, for Prospector 3 and for Mole 2. 80 SCU Prospector load and 192 SCU Mole loadout, you probably see it, but you didn't see these max capacity loads because it's not so simple to set them up. This is now like a revolution in mining, and with these all bigger capacities you can just deliver so much more ore, and normally we don't know how long we're going to be able to using that. But for now, in this patch 4.0.2, it works, and it's gonna probably work longer. I managed to figure out all these loadouts from the first day when we get this in the game, and this is recently when our mining ships was updated with this additional compressed mining ore pods, where on Prospector you have one more layer of this additional mining ore pods, and on Mole you have two more layers of these additional mining ore pods. So basically Prospector has together two sets of mining ore pods, and Mole has three sets of mining ore pods. So how this in the future is going to work is that you're gonna fill up the bottom layer, which is normal now default layer, then you can take that off your mining ship, and then you can expand second layer, or in the Mole situation, third layer even. So you can do that 2 times more. And then this ore pod's gonna be able to be taken from the, big cargo ships. They're gonna be able to deliver that pods with that cargo ship to the station and make directly from ships actual refining orders in that station. But this is not working yet like that, but we can still recreate, additional storage on these ships, and this is what we're gonna show you today. And before all that, I just need to make a shout out to the guy who figured out 240 SCU loadout, and this is a friend of a friend, and his name is Himnix. He's from PolishLinks.org, and he managed to figure out how to make this biggest loadout for Mole, which is 240 SCU, and it's basically like always in Star Citizen, is glitching one thing into another. This was short explanation about what you're going to see, and now we're going to show you all that, how this is done. And in order, first we're going to show you how to actually pull mining ore pods from your freight elevator with ATLS, because we still have problem with that, right? You're gonna need them only for Prospector, because Prospector cannot create, Mole mining bags which has higher capacity of SCU, because Prospector pods, mining ore pods, are 8 SCU capacity and Moles are 12 SCU capacity. After that, we're gonna start with showing you how to set up loadouts for higher capacity or on Prospector, and after that we're gonna show you for the Mole. So let's begin. First, now we are showing you how to pull the ore bags from the freight elevator, and this is done with ATLS. It's multiple ways how you can do it even without ATLS, mechanical suit, but this is the simplest one because you need the smallest amount of some commodity cargo or empty 2 SU box or something like that to put in actual elevator. ATLS mechanical suit is still bugged, so that means that you can easily die. So these mechanical suits are killing us because of all probably kinds of reasons. If you're too close to the wall, if you move the mouse when you're getting inside the suit, so don't touch the mouse till this animation is over. And unfortunately this is happening, but you can prevent that with these some steps, and it was always to be the best to put your imprint in this station where you're unloading or loading cargo. And also I'm doing that without any gear, so basically I'm naked. To do this, like I'm showing you, you need to have one 2 SU box. It can be normal empty box or some cargo commodity box, doesn't matter, right? And now we're pulling out this mole or pod and put the blueprint on this box, because this box is gonna lift it up from the ground. And now we can just place it outside. So we're gonna do that for all these 8 mining ore pods. And procedure is the same for all 8 of them, so I'm just gonna speed up the video. And just remember, we need this mole higher capacity ore pods just for Prospector, not for mole. So you can skip this whole step with doing this with ATLS and buying these ore pods and pulling them out if you only have mole. This is how you do it, and let's now start with Prospector. First loadout what we're gonna show here is for Prospector, and we're gonna show how to create from original 32 SU capacity of ore 64 SU capacity. So for doing that, first you need to unlock ship ports in the pilot seat with holding right alt and pressing K. And now you need to take off all these ore pods, normally default one, you know, which we have from forever, which is expand ones. And now we have these small ones, which are compressed ones. And what I need to do now, you can see the blueprints going up, down. I need to put these original big ones. So this one pod is 8 SU on the upper slot where this new compressed pod were. And this is basically it. So we need to do that on the both sides. Same thing, same procedure. You're taking off original ones, you know, big ones, which we have from forever basically. And then you're taking off these small compressed ones, right? Because we don't need that ones anymore. This is for the future mehanic, which is gonna probably be here very soon. And now we attaching our default original bag on the higher slot, because you have 2 layers now, these slots, upper one and bottom one. So bottom one is default one, upper one is new one, and you need to attach the bags on this new one. And now what we need to do when this is attached, we just need to damage a little bit the ship if you don't have any damage on it, and we need to get in the ship, and after that we're gonna in pilot seat repair the ship. This is all Prospector original bags, and you see here first we have 32 because we still have these 4 original ones, and now we're gonna repair the ship, and now we're gonna get double capacity. So this is that 64 SU of capacity, and you can see it now down here in the corner. So we're just doubling it up, and this is the most easiest setup that you can do, and for that you don't need additional higher capacity mole or pods. Second setup for Prospector is where we are gonna create from this, if you wanna say 32 original SU of ore capacity, 80 SU of ore capacity. And for that you need this bigger capacity mole ore pods, because normally Prospector ore pods are 8 SU capacity and mole ore pods are 12 SU capacity, where you can, you know, store your ore which you mine. So now we're taking off all these bags. So this is from that first setup. So when you're gonna be doing this, you know, you're gonna have these original compressed ones, like on the first setup what I show on the beginning, and original expand ones, which are bigger bags. So now we're putting Argo Mole bigger capacity pods, which you need to buy and take out with ATLS, on that first slot. So procedure is basically the same, you just need, you know, different pods to create this 80 SU ore capacity loadout on the Prospector. So we're doing that normally from right and left side. Procedure is the same. And I really don't want to, like speed up all that stuff. I really want you to see it. So you're gonna understand how to connect, these bags to the upper slot. Because if you see up, it's like these rings where bags are connected, and you need to tilt the upper part of this ore pod towards the prospector. So it's gonna be leaning upper part, and just little bit, push it underneath to see this green blueprint glowing in upper spot. So where that compressed ore pod was before. Because like I said, you have these layers, upper one and bottom one on the prospector. And now it's the same procedure again. You need to go in the pilot seat, you need to damage the ship, which I actually forgot here. So our assistant John is gonna shoot little bit our ship, but you can see here it's 48 SCU. So now it's gonna create 80 SCU from these new pods when we repair the ship. Now we're repairing it, and this repair is just cost 1, like 1 USC. So it's nothing, it's not gonna charge you for full. And now you see it's 80 SCU of ore capacity on our prospector. So 4 argon mole pods and 4 prospector ore pods, original ones. Now it's time finally for the highest capacity for prospector, and this is not 80 SCU but 96 SCU, which is actually default mole capacity. So you're basically getting a mole capacity on your prospector. So to do that, normally we're now stripping off all the bags, and you can see sometimes this little bit, it's stucking, but you can do it, it's no problem. So what we need to do now, it's basically put 2 mole ore pods with higher capacity in the same position. So what it means, you need to have 2 people for that. This cannot be done by 1 person. So now look carefully how this is achieved. So I'm holding the Argo bigger capacity pod to connect it to the upper slot where that was small compressed one, and John is holding the bottom ore pod on the bottom connection. So we both needs to have green. You're not gonna see for him, but he also have green, and in the same time we need to release to connect. And there you go, this is how you put it on. So here is all about 2 things: having both ore pods to light green blueprint, and then in the same time we need to release it, both of them. And this is how you attach them on. So basically they're glitching one to each other, and this is working like that. So now we're gonna do that on the other side, on the left side of prospector, and you guys gonna see, it's not such a big deal. If you don't achieve it from the first time, just keep trying till you're not gonna connect both of them. We just need to count, 1, 2, 3, and on 3 you just both release it, and this is how you can connect both of them at the same time. And now I'm gonna play original voice comms so you can hear how we were counting and releasing that. Okay, I am
Ready.
wait a second. It's not good. I am green. You're green. Okay, 1, 2, 3. There you go. Last one.
Ready.
I think you're too high a little bit.
Yeah, going down.
I'm green.
Green.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. There we go.
Right.
As you see and hear, that this is not such a big deal to do it. It's actually pretty easy, and if you don't do it from the first take, just repeat the process. And now you can see here it says 96 SCU, and you don't have to repair the ship for that because we put all 8 bags directly on. So this, what you see here, is the maximum capacity for Prospector currently now in 4.0.2 patch with doing this process of putting double Argo Mole higher capacity or pods on the same spot on the Prospector. But normally now it's time for the Argo Mole. We are now in front of our Argo Mole, bigger capacity, bigger mining ship. And how this procedure is going here, it's pretty similar, but it is some differences, right? So you see here up, you can see these small like white legs from each pod. So we have here 2 sets of compressed ore pods, and now this bottom one is our default one, right? So we get with these updates 2 additional layers of compressed ore pods for mole, but we cannot do anything with them. We can just remove them, right? So this is still not working because we still don't have keybind for them to expand them, right? So this is gonna be in maybe next patches in the future. So now what I'm doing, I'm taking off, you know, our default original bags, which are always on the same spot on the bottom connections, because you have connection highest ones, you have middle ones, and you have bottom ones. Normally, again, to be able to do all this, you need to open ship ports in your pilot seat with holding right Alt on keyboard and pressing letter K. And then your ship ports are gonna be open, and in Mole you're not gonna see notification for that. So just press it once and they will be open, even if you don't see notification. This is still bugged, so unfortunately we cannot see it. Currently, I'm just removing this middle layer, which is between upper one and bottom one. So these compressed ore pods we don't need, but we're gonna need these ones, which are gonna be on the top layer. And basically what we're gonna do, that's the first step, you need to put them on the bottom layer, because this is the only place where they're gonna connect again. So if you remove them, they cannot connect anywhere else than this bottom layer. So this is where our expanded original default big ore pods were connected. So just take your time here, because sometimes if you like tilt these compressed ore pods, you know, they're not showing green, they're showing like yellow blueprint. Just a little bit play with them to, you know, put them like flat, and then they will connect in the green blueprint. So this is not, you know, hard at all to do for this like 192 SCU loadout, because you just need to use directly this compressed ore pods, and you need to use these normal default ones which are expanded, and just put them, you know, on the same spot basically. But these connections, what you're creating now, it's actually forcing this big, what you see now, ore pod, to connect to the middle layer, right? So now we have compressed ore pods on the bottom one, and now the expanded big ore pods are connecting on the middle layer. But if you don't put these compressed ones on the bottom layer, you can't create connection for middle layer. So this is how it works for this setup. And actually half of this setup we're gonna use for the largest capacity, which is 240 SCU. We're setting up the last big ore pod, and now it's just one more thing to do, and don't forget that. To create this 192 SCU, we need to pull out this on the bottom layer compressed ore pods. So this is the last step. And how I'm actually nailing them exactly, and you know, pointing them with my tractor beam, a red beam, is this is basically a free tip what I'm gonna give you. If you need to be accurate with your tractor beam, just hold right click, right, on the exactly spot where you need to, you know, shoot the beam, and then hold left click. because right click is like an aim of beam, which is gonna show you where you're pointing it exactly. So you're not gonna strip off your big ore pods, right? So we're just removing away these compressed ones, and this is the last step before we need to repair the ship again. So it's the same thing like on Prospector, because basically we don't need any of these compressed, ore pods. We cannot expand them, so they're just here for purpose of actually making this all to work. So this is how this all needs to look like now. I'm going closer so you guys gonna see. So basically what we did here, we create the connection in the middle layer. So all these now default ore pods which were on the bottom layer are connected in the middle layer. And now we're gonna damage the ship, get in the ship and repair the ship to create double amount of these higher capacity mole ore pods. Now we are in our pilot seat, we're pressing M to turn on mining mode, and now you can see it says 96 SCU. So this is that still default, right? So it doesn't matter if the pods are on the middle or on the bottom. And now we are repairing our ship again. And like always, it's gonna create now that bottom layer of Argo Mold bigger capacity ore pods. And if you just calculate, 96 times 2, it's 192 SCU of ore capacity on the mole. Now I'm gonna show you a little bit how this looks like from the outside. And you can clearly see now that the upper layer is filled up because of repairing with the, this original compressed ore pods. And on the middle one is that ones that we put and managed to push them up on the middle layer. And on the bottom is created the new ones, which are created because of repairing of the ship. So this is how this needs to look like if you have two sets of Argo Mole ore pods connected. But now it's time to show you how to create 240 SCU of capacity, which is like half of default mole capacity more. This is going to be now the highest possible capacity for mole, and the reason why we cannot create more higher capacity, because this is like 2.5 sets of the mole original ore pods, is because of this part which you see here in the back, which is in the way of these two slots towards the elevator. Because the actual highest capacity for mole would be 3 full loadouts, so that's 288 SCU, but we can only create 240. And now we're gonna show you why is that possible just for 240 and how is this done. First, we're just gonna remove all these expand ore pods and compressed ones from all these 4 slots towards front, right? So towards front landing gear, because we can't do anything more with the 4 back ones except to make the same loadout like for 192 SCU, right? So 4 back ones is gonna be same procedure like you do for that 192 SCU loadout. Only front 4 slots, they're gonna get one more expanded ore pod added to them. Now we remove away all these expanded ore pods and compressed ones, and now this first compressed one is put the same like for 192 loadout on the bottom, and now we're putting this expanded ore pod back on the middle connection, right? You have upper one, middle one, and bottom one. And now what we need to do, put closer another expanded box, double click on that one which is put in the middle, expanded one, or click once and just pull it fast a little bit down. So box is gonna be detached, but it's gonna start to vibrate. And I was failing this first time. As you're gonna see here, it's gonna turn to the side and fell out wrong. So this is not how it's supposed to be. So now you're doing it again, same procedure. You double click on this big one in the middle, put it underneath, connect it with blueprint, and hold it till it's gonna go to the right and release the tractor beam. And this time was success. So now you can see on the top one we have one full one, second layer is also full one, and third layer is compressed, this ore pod. And now what you need to do, just remove compressed one, and normally when you're gonna repair the ship, on that same spot on the full bottom, it's gonna create brand new Argo Mole ore pod, right, the default one. So you're gonna have on first layer full ore pod, second layer full ore pod, and the third layer full ore pod. And now you see me using these expanded ore pods from the back to putting them on the front, right? So you don't need to actually buy any additional ore pods. You can work with all of them what you have here. And sometimes when these ore pods, like you see here, are too close, they're a little bit stuck next to each other, so just try to remove it a little bit away, and then you just repeat the procedure. And now again the same thing, we click, or if you want to say double click on the ore pod up, putting this one in to connect, and now we wait. And now you just release when you see the green blueprint, right? And now it's failing again now. So guys, this takes time. Sometimes you're gonna repeating this like maybe 5 times, sometimes like 10 times, you know. So I'm showing you all this with failing, how this looks like. And that's why the option with 192 SCU of capacity is much more easier to do and faster, right? But this is still, you know, it's nice amount of capacity more up. So I know that you guys gonna try to do this when you see it. And you know, if you're like some mining addict, you need to have that on your Argo Mole. And this is how this looks like. So now we have on the first slot up full bags and on the second full bags. And now we're gonna do that on the left side, right? So it's the same procedure. We're putting inside this compressed, right, ore pod. We're putting the expand one on the middle slot, and now again we need to push this one in. So this one is vibrating, we're releasing this one inside, and now we wait, right? And this waiting can take sometimes a half minute or a minute, you know, it's not the same each time. So you're gonna keep failing, box is gonna keep trying to fail down and not through the side, and for you to be able to actually connect it on the highest connection up, right? This is how it works, you know, it takes patience and time, and if you really don't want to mess with this and you're satisfied with 192 SCU of capacity, you can always do that loadout, right? But if you want to put maximum, this is actually maximum. 192 is not maximum. I know this video is gonna be a little bit longer because of all that, but I don't want to hide that stuff. I want to really show you, you know, that it really takes patience, you know, to do that, and it's a lot of failing when this is not working in your way, if you want to say it like that. It works against you, because these all expanded ore pods, when you detach that one which is in the middle, it really needs to go to the side out, you see, and now it connected. So it really takes patience. And now you see it's upper one is full one, second one is full one, and now we have the compressed one on the bottom. I'm gonna now speed up for this last one, so it's not gonna take so much time, because with this last one I was having the most problems to actually connect it. So let's speed that up. It's really good to have around this place where you're trying to set up these ore pods currently in, also some connected already ore pods, to not take them off. So it's gonna hold them at least from the forward and backwards, to not, you know, try to move on this position. So it's gonna just try to move towards outside of the ship. And now we're slowing down again, and this is now gonna be a time where we're gonna actually connect it. So we're still waiting till it's not gonna go a little bit to the right, and then we're gonna try to release it. So it needs to be green. You need to actually holding it, right? Wait, and then you just release left click, and then it snaps. So it's really, you know, we need to have patience for that. It's not just like that to achieve these connections. And next thing to do is to take away these compressed OR pods which are on the bottom slot. And then we're gonna go to repair the ship, but we're not done yet, right? So we only set up everything for the front part of the 4 slots for OR pods. And now we need more OR pods for the backside, but we spend them already for the front part, right? So with repairing the ship, we're gonna get 4 more OR pods in the back, and then we can recreate that same thing what we did with 192 SCU, but it's gonna be just for the back side of the ship. We shoot to damage the ship. We are in the pilot seat. And now you can see in the right side it says 96 SCU. So this is still default loadout because we have only 8 Argo Mole OR pods, right? And now we're repairing. And now you're gonna see when we press mining mode, it's gonna say 192 SCU of capacity. So this is still that original one, right? But it's not created with all OR pods being doubled, but it's created with front OR pods being tripled, and then we have 4 more default ones on the back on the default slots. So all this together is 16 OR pods, and this is 2 normal, you know, default setups from Mole, and that's 192 SCU. So now what we need to do is take off again, like we were doing for the 192 setup, only these 4 OR pods in the back. And now normally we are removing these compressed ones first layer away, and then we're gonna lower this upper layer right on the bottom, and then just connect again this expand which we just take off underneath, right? So it's the same procedure like for that first setup for 192, right? We just do that on this right side, same thing, same procedure, just take them off. And you see sometimes, you know, these parts of Mole are in the way, and you want to have lots of these compressed OR pods under your feet, you know. So yeah, it's a lot of stuff to take away and move around. And normally now we're putting this upper slot of compressed ones on the bottom slot, so the middle slot is gonna be ready for connecting the expand OR pods. And we just attach, you know, expand ones on the middle layer, and we're done with this. But as you're gonna see here now, I'm gonna have some problems. So it didn't want to show me a blueprint. So what I did, I was trying, you know, to remove this compressed one away, putting it back on. It didn't work. And then basically I just remove this expanded OR put on the back, which I already put on. And then I was able to connect this one, right? So that was the only option that I could try, and it works, right? So you see how it vibrates, and it connected now to that one, and I connect this one to that one. So this is how you do it. You just need to now remove, right, again, these compressed OR pods from the middle. So don't forget that, because the only layer what ship with repairing can recreate is the bottom layer, right? So if you leave that ones, compressed ones in the bottom layer, then it cannot create anything new, right? So only this is place where the new OR pods are created. And again, you see me like how I'm aiming with right clicking with my tractor beam to exactly point where I need to connect for this you know, compressed OR pods. So you're not gonna keep, you know, taking down these expand ones, right? So you can be very precise with that, and this is what you can use. So it's very, very good thing to know and to use it always when you need it. We get now till the end of our setup for 240 SCU, and now the last thing normally is to damage the ship and repair the ship. So we're gonna do that right now. This is the easiest thing, you know how you can damage the ship with just shooting on it with your gun, and because it needs just tiny bit of damage, so just so you can repair it, right? And that's it. We damaged the ship, we are now back in the pilot seat, and here you can see we have some visual glitch, but that doesn't matter. We're just showing you now 192 SCU, what is now on the ship, and now we're gonna normally repair it. And after repairing is done, now you can see repair in progress. Now it's gonna be increased from 192 SU to 240. And this is the maximum loadout that you can have right now on your mole, which is just crazy amount. Now I'm showing you how this is supposed to look like from outside. So you see here it's on the upper layer, it's again these compressed bags on the back side where the 4 slots are. And then we have one normal expand back in the middle connection and one normal on the bottom. But on the front part, it's 3 of them. And you can see these white, you know, legs from the ore pods being like 1, 2, 3, right? So this is how this works all, right? So this is all the setups, so 3 for Prospector and 2 for Mole. But even if this is all possible and it can be done, you need to know one more thing, and this is that you can't save these loadouts to be able to get them back with claiming the ship. So even if the vehicle loadout manager, you remove one component and then click save and exit and turn that component back, and then you again click, you know, save and exit, it will not save it in the way that if you crash with this ship or somebody killed you or just lose it because of the hangars or something and you need to claim it, you will not get back this loadout, only default one. Just to prove this, I was, you know, trying to do that in Prospector. I, you know, remove one component, save it, put it back on, right, in the vehicle load manager. And with this, I was just trying to test, you know, if it's gonna work or not. And now I'm just gonna fly out from hangar and just crash with the speeding up into, you know, this asteroid in front of us. So I'm gonna basically, you know, kill us, and the ship is gonna be completely destroyed. So I'm gonna claim it back. Ship is already claimed, and as you see here, you can actually read out, it says MISC, so that's MISC or pods from Prospector original, and in upper layer you can see the compressed original or pods. So this is, you know, default layout. So with that all, you know, if you lose the ship, you need to claim it, you need to do that all procedure with putting these setups again. But if you don't want to mess with highest capacity setups, you can always put just the simplest one on. And one more thing what I want to show you is just that now you have this supply or die event, and you can also like deliver tin just to sell it directly because it has price, you know, even higher than Continuum. And I want to just show you that this setup works, and you can see where I am already filled up over 230 SCU of ore in my mole. And I'm gonna basically fill it up completely full with tin. So you have proof that this completely works and it's possible, and that you can actually fill it up and deliver in your, you know, refinery on station where you want. Here I'm in refinery, so you're gonna see that's the true, and you're gonna actually see how much, you know, if you fill up like 240 SU for tin, if you select like a Dynex solventation or ferro exchange method, it's gonna take away of your ore and how much actual yield you're gonna get out. And you see it takes like that's like 2 days, and you need to pay almost 185k to refine this. So this is big orders, you know, that's triple than you're usually gonna deliver. So yeah, this all works, and you can see the proof here. So spread the word about this for all our mining addicts and that ones which they're gonna become one in the future. Because here I have the whole information what you need to create these loadouts and to increase your capacity for delivering ore which you're gonna mine. I hope this whole information is gonna be, in big value for all of you who are, doing these adventures with mining. And if you have any other question, normally, just write your questions in the comments below the video, or you can ask me directly on my Twitch streams where I'm, streaming basically every day. But the best thing would be always to join our JavaScript Mining Corp Discord, where I inviting all of you who, like to mine, who are veterans, you're just somebody who start to mine, doesn't matter. And you're gonna get the best information here because I have the most mining hours, on my back in this game. This is what I do mostly, and this is what I like the most in this game. So join us now, where we can, mine with much larger amount of people, with helping each other out, breaking rocks for each other if you cannot do it, and, just give you the necessary information to be better and more successful in Star Citizen, especially in the mining. This is it, guys, and if you find this all information, very valuable and informative, normally please like, share this all information with this video to everyone, and normally subscribe to my channel for more great content. See you next time, guys, and don't stop mining. Bye bye.